Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. Before we start, a short PSA. Christmas is coming, and so YouTube's algorithm will prioritize serving videos on the holiday subject, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, you probably won't see my videos in your feed. So come on, click that subscribe button and let's keep enjoying these stories every day. Now let's move on to the story. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user ImpressiveMix2559. Am I the a-hole for speaking my truth? Disclaimer, I'm from Latin America and English is not my main language. My sister is my dad's golden child, and no matter how much I try to get him to see me as her equal, it never works, and I believe she takes advantage of it. Usually it's not much of an issue, but this week some things happened which were the cherry on top. I'm hopefully getting married next year, and she asked if she could invite her in-laws because they will come next time she comes over. I said okay only because my parents are paying, but I know she just wants to do it for the attention. So she will have at least 4 people from her political family there and for sure parade them around. Also, my parents are about to have a big anniversary in 3 months, but they are postponing any celebration because my sister, who lives overseas, doesn't want to travel so long until things are even calmer. But last month she went on a holiday to a country next to hers. I was having lunch with them and my fiance when they informed me they are moving their big celebration to next year, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I said to my dad, "Of course you will postpone. We should all stop living until she is here." He said it was uncalled for and I was making a big deal about something that had nothing to do with me, and my mom said they will, of course, have something intimate and I was as important, but I don't believe it. I stood up and said to my dad, "I am sorry the love of your life is not around, but the most important woman in your life should be your wife, not your daughter." After that, I left. The next day I felt bad and tried to call my mom, who refuses to speak to me and just sent me a text telling me I was bitter and was hurtful and need help. But they, and particularly my dad, hurt me with their desire of giving her such a prevalent role in their lives when she has lived abroad for like 10 years. My dad blocked me and my fiance is worried they won't pay for the wedding anymore. My sister, trying to be the center of the universe as usual, tried calling me but I didn't reply. I gave it a few days, but my parents haven't contacted me. My sister stopped trying to get in contact with me, but she contacted my fiance to check on me. I visited my grandma today and she told me I need to apologize because my parents love us both, but we are different and so got different things. So I began to wonder if I was the a-hole. I just want some days where I'm the most important person to my parents and still believe that my sister's golden child status should be addressed and corrected, but maybe I was the a-hole for the way I expressed it? Well, OP, I gotta be honest, and maybe I need more information, but it doesn't seem like your sister is some sort of golden child or anything like that. It sounds like they miss her, sure, and they'd like to have their celebration with you both in it, but not like that she has some priority over you. And on the other hand, it sounds like you have some sort of sister-sized chip on your shoulder. And because of that and the way that you acted is that I believe that you are the a-hole in this situation. You say your sister lives overseas, so she's of course kind of waiting till things dial down a bit to go to Latin America. But maybe restrictions in where she lives is okay to travel to the country next to you. What's the problem with that? And also, if her in-laws are coming with her the next time she visits, what's the problem of then going to your wedding? It's still your wedding and you and your fiancé are going to be the center of attention. And speaking about the wedding, and this is something that caught my eye, you got into a fight with your parents where they're not talking to you, and the thing yet your fiancé is worrying about is that if they're still going to pay for the wedding and not your relationship with your parents? That's odd, man. But anyways, what do you guys think about this whole situation? What is your judgment? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Recent Ant 1013 says, "So, you're the a-hole simply for using the expression, 'speaking my truth.' It's as if stating, 'I have an opinion' isn't enough reason to share one's perspective. The former term just comes off as entitled and self-important. Otherwise, you're the a-hole for snapping at your parents. They sound pretty generous for having offered to pay for your wedding. Anyway, it's their party that they postponed. Can't they do so for any reason they'd like?" Thrill Doctor 1 says, is your primary concern that your parents are mad or that they won't pay for your wedding? While you think it's the truth, it's actually your opinion. Was it necessary to say this to your father? Will it change anything? Did you expect it to? Why do you care when your parents celebrate their big anniversary? There is a worldwide pandemic going on. I'm voting you're the a-hole. I am sorry that you feel you don't get the same attention as your sister, but getting pissy with your parents won't change that. And Opie responds, my grandma says my parents will pay for it because they already offered, but they are treating it different than her wedding. Zookeeper Game Any 5223 says, you're the a-hole. Newsflash, you're not the center of your family's universe. It's clear you hate your family, especially your sister, for no reason. There is no favoritism here. Stop talking to them for a while and go to therapy to sort yourself out. Stop trying to be the center of everyone's universe. Opie's edit. I want to clear out, I don't think my parents are bad people, but just bad parents. This is a long time coming. My sister and my dad have a little club. She is smart, reading since 4 and all that. Since she was very young, my dad used to take her to visit his clients in a nearby city, and sometimes she would stay with one of his best friends who owned a bookstore, and she has a very large book collection that my parents refuse to throw away, even when I tell them to send them to the woman, Dad's best friend, or my sister. They talk almost daily and discuss economics, politics, etc. I am not interested in any of those things. And yes, he tried to take me with him, but I was always bored, and he did things like going to my games or getting us stadium tickets for our team, but I feel he likes her more. My mom, on the other hand, has ups and downs with my sister because they are very different. The last issue was my sister's wedding 5 years ago. Yes, she had 2. One intimate where she lives and another in our country. And my mom wanted to have her dresses made from special fabric, and my sister put a budget limit on how much the dress was going to be and even wanted to wear the same dress for both things. They had an argument, but in the end she had 2 dresses but with the budget. She didn't even let me bring my girlfriend, future wife, because she wanted it to be intimate, but there were like 50 people there. My mom told my fiance she would be buying or making her dress, singular. My mom and fiance have a very good relationship, so I'm sure my sister was involved somehow in convincing her of that. My sister has a PhD that my parents paid for and doesn't work in the family businesses at all, only consults sometimes and pretends she doesn't want to be paid for it. My parents supported her until she got a job, and every time she graduated for the master's and the PhD, we had to go to Europe to be there. I work in a family business, so I know they have to talk to me eventually, even if they are angry. I could give more and more examples of their favoritism towards her. I also don't hate her, I just wish they would let me shine on my days. And yes, the wedding would be a gift, but if they're willing to pay for 2 and many dresses and a honeymoon, then I deserve the same treatment. Yikes, OP, no, please do not give more and more examples of their favoritism towards her, because you would just look like a bigger ass than you already do. Damn. Anywho, let's move on with the first update to see what happened next. I got a message from my dad telling me to be in a family Zoom call, to say everything I want and everybody will take turns. He said if I didn't attend, he will pull out his funding from our business, so I had to go, but I told him I will ask my fiance to be in it too. It was me, my fiance, my parents, my sister, and her husband. The moment I connected, I noticed my sister was pissed. I was the first to speak. I told them all my feelings and even brought up the fact they are treating my wedding differently, and even what some commenters brought up about my parents leaving the businesses to my sister. I spoke about how hurtful it was they preferred her. They seem to talk to her about serious things and she gets so much and they all think she is great, etc. Nobody said anything or interrupted me, which is very common in serious family talks. Then, they asked if my fiance wanted to say anything, and she barely said she felt she was not part of the family and she always thought they thought of her as a daughter and she stands by me. Then it was my mom's turn, and she told me she was sorry about my feelings, that they tried to do things I liked and that they loved us both equally. She said it was sad I pretended everything was okay and they didn't know how deep it was, but she still thinks I need help. She then told my fiance she loves her, but my sister is her only daughter. Then it was my dad's turn. He said he is sorry I feel he doesn't like me, but he isn't sorry for loving his kid. He said I didn't mind the tickets, cars, or even living in a house rent-free, and he is disappointed. He said everything they own will be divided 50-50 when they die, and if I didn't want my sister to have anything to do with our business, then I can buy him out. He said they will pay for my wedding no matter what, because it's something they always wanted to do for the kids, but are not happy with me. He also told my fiancée that she should be grateful and not greedy. By then, I was upset with the lack of apologies and the attack on my fiancé, but I held it. Then, my brother-in-law told me he didn't know how I feel about his family, and he just assumed his nuclear family would come just like I was at his brother's wedding. He said no hard feelings over it. Then it was my sister. A thing about my sister is that when she is truly angry, she doesn't swear or screams. She is just really cold, hard, and to the neck. She said she could feel me distancing at around 10 or 11 when she visited from uni and I was not included in some conversations with my dad. She said she accepted being my guardian at 18 if my parents died, so she had to be brought up to speed on all matters and didn't want to stress me out. She said she could have been a better sister and she was sorry I grew so full of resentment, but that her career path had nothing to do with me. She reminded me I was offered to go abroad, but I didn't want to. She reminded me that I have gone on holiday with her and let me know those holidays were paid for by her or her husband, not my parents. News to me. She said she asked me about her in-laws coming because they need to plan the trip around my wedding. She said my fiancé and I were only 7 months together when she got married and that she didn't want my parents to have to pay for her trip. She said that the reason she doesn't want to get paid for consulting is that she thinks it's not right, but that next time she will invoice me her actual hourly rate since I am so insulted by it. She said she went to the Netherlands from Germany because she was truly burnt out and is pathetic. I think it's the same as taking a 10-hour plane. She said my grandma was the one that told her everything I said because my parents tried to protect me and that she was done with me for the moment until I get therapy. And the last thing she said was that she loves me but doesn't like me at all right now. This is obviously a summary, but the way she spoke is something I have seen her do to people but never to me, and I almost cried, but she had no niceness in the eyes. My parents said they can get me therapy or I can find it myself, and that if I don't try something to help myself, the wedding is the last thing I will get from them. What made me feel worse is how my sister spoke to me. She has never talked to me like this, even when we argued, so I know she is serious. I got my ass handed to me. Yes, I am jealous and the a-hole. I am upset my fiancé is crying, but I think I need to evaluate what my next move is. Wow, OP, I could not agree more with that last sentence where you got your ass handed to you and you admit you're the a-hole. Yeah. And I gotta say, your sister sounds awesome. I can tell why your dad likes her better. Of course, I kid. It's a joke. The last thing I said is a joke. Anyways, let's move on to the next update to see what happened next. I haven't been able to sleep and decided to read all the comments again. I tried calling my sister because even if yes, I am jealous of her, it still hurts me the way she talked to me. She refused to talk to me, but I could speak with my brother-in-law. He said the reason she doesn't want to talk to me is that I hurt her deeply and she feels emotionally drained by me and knows if we talk she will say more hurtful things. This made me realize how much I love my sister and the problem is me. I still have bad feelings and I feel I have been slighted. I cannot say I am magically a different person, but my family has never talked to me like they did and my sister has always defended me and I thought she did it to look good. I am beginning to think maybe she actually loves me. I am very confused. My brother-in-law is an amazing man too, and he told me to just get help and give it time, but I am unsure what to do or where to go. He told me to research therapists and pick one, and he would help me choose if I want his help. He also said I should stop thinking my family doesn't care, that they are not perfect, but they do their best. But he also asked me, what is my fiancé's family contributing to the wedding or our lives? And I could not think of anything. She lives with me, works with me, and her parents are not paying anything because they say my family is better off. I don't know where that will go, but I did tell her I need help because I became a monster, so no wedding until my family issue is fixed. She is crying but said she understands. My grandma said that she told my sister because my parents just told her that there was an argument, but not what I said. Looking back, what I said is disgusting and I feel bad about it. She said my family wouldn't react so strongly unless they love me a lot. I asked my dad if I can take some mental days off, not a thing in my country, and he said it sounds like a good thing and reminded me they love me and they just want me to be happy and not just pretend to be happy. Also, the books are in her walk-in closet in her bedroom at my parents'. They still have a lot of my stuff in my bedroom, and my parents said I am welcome to Sunday meetings whenever I feel ready to go. I also must admit that she did 2 weddings because my parents asked if she would be willing to do so. My mom wanted to get her super fancy dresses, and in the end they got 2 dresses for like 600 euros because my sister put a limit of 300 euros per dress. I think maybe I am jealous of her because she is actually better than me. I just don't want to feel like this anymore or hurting my family anymore. So I guess I can thank Reddit for the hard comments. I have so many issues and so much jealousy about my sister to get over. I don't know where to start. I am beginning to doubt if I am even ready to get married. But if the comments had been full of support, I would probably not see it. And of course, my family call was really something hard to be in. Okay, so some clarity in OP's head, that's good. Now, let's move on to the final update to see how this story ends. It has been a very interesting time for me and my family. I wanted to share because you, Redditors, are brutal but fair. Some told me I am rambling, and yes, I do so. I try my best this time. My family. After taking some days off to process it all, my brother-in-law found me a therapist and I started immediately. We have also done group sessions and couples ones, aka me and dad, me and mom, me and sister. It has helped me see all the issues and we are learning to communicate better as a family, so nobody, me, feels unloved or unappreciated ever again. I know I have a long road ahead, but I want to be better. My parents say they just want the best for me and they want me to feel loved. Also, I am moving back home. After high school, I moved out because I wanted to do things like my sister, but I feel it is the best option, so when my parents gave me the option, I thought it over and agreed. Baby steps, but good ones. My sister. She didn't talk to me at all for about 10 days, and this might sound stupid, but it is the longest she hasn't communicated with me ever. It hurt me a lot, and I knew I hurt her a lot. In our session, she showed me a list of many messages people sent about me. They were all positive, praising my talents and all. She said we are different, but great in our own ways, and the reason I usually don't hear how great I am is that people don't praise me directly. She also told me most of the time when something happens that my parents know she might give me crap about, they simply don't tell her, so I don't have drama, and joked maybe I am the true golden child since they shield me. She is talking to me again and has helped me a lot. Am I still jealous of her? Yes, but I want to transform that into admiration. My fiancé. While I know my feelings are mine and I am responsible for them, she did throw gasoline at the problem. She was always the first to point out anything my sister got that I didn't, or how much money everybody spent on things, etc. Long story short, we broke up. I told her I was considering moving back with my parents and maybe getting a master's or something like that. She was not pleased with it and kept asking about the wedding, but I told her I could not think about marriage at this moment and maybe we could also use a break. I also told her I would give her 3 months to find a place to stay or she could pay rent on the house. My parents own it. She was very angry and told me I had to marry her, and if not, at least let her live rent-free and cover utilities and food because I was breaking up out of the blue. I told her that was the reason I was giving her the 3 months and she could use her salary since she didn't use a single cent while we were together. Then things got weird and bad. She told me she was calling her family, not leaving the house, and will sue me for mental distress. I did panic. She said the same back in the day when I tried breaking up, but then convinced me she was the only one that loved me. This time I called my family and they told me to lock myself out of the house and call a friend of my sister's. He came and told her she can sue, she can do whatever, she is not getting anything, and that my offer of the 3 months was off and he wanted her out as soon as possible. He took a video with the state of everything and told her if things are damaged I would sue her. Turns out, my sister told him this might be coming, so he got info from her and was prepared for it, and did it as a favor to her since they are kindergarten friends. A couple of my cousins stayed with me until she left days later, and her dad told me I would go to hell. She is still working in the company and will have a job as long as she performs, but I have no relation with her anymore and haven't been to the office. Yes, there is nepotism and my family hires each other. But nobody would take away her job because she does an okay job and is always on time. I hope she finds love again, just not with me. And me. I am single, at home, and most likely unemployed in the next months since my parents say I should focus on myself and my mental health. My brother-in-law has been one of my rocks through this, and he truly cares for all my family, and we are becoming true friends. My grandma let me know nobody liked my ex and she is happy we are not together anymore. She says they all started disliking her when she got upset they didn't get her expensive things for our first Christmas. My friends also told me they didn't like her. Turns out everybody wanted it to end, and some said so jokingly over the years, but they thought she helped me out and made me happy, so they dealt with her. I hope I get better luck in love, but I need to be better too. I might take up the offer to start over abroad, but I feel more positive. And yes, my sister and I are trying to find common ground. She truly is amazing, and the more I get to know her and her flaws and weird things like her lemon juice obsession, the more I like her. In the end, speaking my truth got me what I needed, and while I was a huge a-hole, now I can admit how privileged I am. Still not perfect, but a little less a-hole. Good for you, OP. Good that you're working on yourself. Good that you see and admit your flaws. And also, it's a good thing that you got rid of your fiancée. Apparently, she has been manipulating you this whole time. Yikes. Anyways, OP, all the best to you in the future. Thanks for sharing and take care. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.